Force is what gives the Jedi his power. It's an energy field created by all living things.
Do or do not. There is no try.
It surrounds us, it penetrates us, it binds the galaxy together.
Me by my size, do you? And where you should not. For my ally is the Force. And a powerful ally it is. Life creates it. Makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us.
As long as there's light, we got a chance.
Revenge is not the Jedi way.
I am no Jedi.
You must be empty. There is only the Force.
I won't leave you. Not this time.
Jedi and Sith wield the Ashlar and Bogan, the light and the dark. I'm the one in the middle.
Then you will die.
See through you. We can. Fear is the path to the dark side. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering. I sense much fear in you.
Jedi are romanticized, deified. But if you strip away the myth and look at their deeds, the legacy of the Jedi is failure.
I will do what I must.
Time for the Jedi to end.
The Force. The extra-dimensional, semi-sentient, omnipresent being from the Star Wars universe. Connected through everything, present in everyone, strong and powerful. Of all the magic system throughout pop culture, none is as iconic or as misunderstood. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and welcome to Let's Talk Theory, the show where we analyze some ideas and hypotheses around our favorite subjects. I'm your host Zelrix, and today we're diving in the lore of Star Wars to deduce who of the Jedi or the Sith are right in the way of using the Force. I'm just gonna lay that down here. I'm about to spoil Star Wars, the entirety of Star Wars. So if somehow you're still not caught up with at least the Skywalker nonology, you might want to click away. Alright, so now that this is out of the way, let's talk theory. So the Force, it is presented divided in the light and dark side. On the first side, the Jedi, good and valorous knight, protector of good, and on the other side the Sith, the selfish evil megalomaniacs. That's on paper at least, because what if I told you that the Jedi and the Sith are much more similar than it appears? But how do we deduce if an action is moral or not? Even more complicated, what is moral? Because we have a lot of terms to define that. So for this video, I'm gonna require the help of famous philosopher Immanuel Kant, because his philosophy of what is moral or not is absolute.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Yes, Obi-Wan, sure. But if the Jedi believe that only the Sith are absolute, knowing the fact that absolutism means there is no middle ground, there is black and there is white, there is evil and there is good, well that means that the Jedi are as absolute as the Sith.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
Only a Sith.
So to deduce who is right, we need an absolute philosophy of moral. Does it mean that the Jedi might be a bit hypocritical? Yeah. Immanuel Kant believed that to deduce if an action is moral or not, we need to look at the goal of the action and not the action itself. He also believed that the person who is doing the action is moral if he acts by duty and not conformantly to the duty. He said duty. What it means is that if you are a doctor and you save countless lives only because you want to get a huge paycheck to afford a new car, you are not moral. Your intentions are not pure. You're acting conformably to your duty, not by duty. Therefore, if your action is tainted, your action is immoral. So in the duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith,
I have brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new empire.
I will do what I must.
in this scenario, Obi-Wan believes that Anakin's actions are bad and that he has to stop him before he hurt anyone else. Meanwhile, Anakin thinks the Jedi have corrupted and tainted the galaxy and that they need to end. Both Anakin and Obi-Wan are moral beings because they both think they're doing good and they're acting by duty. Anakin still killed the younglings though, and the Sand People, and Mace Windu. And the Trade Federation. Oh my god, goddammit Anakin, get your act together! So obviously, saying that everything Anakin has done is moral because he had a good intention, that's a bit of a stretch. That's why Immanuel Kant also has the principle of universalization. It means that to deduce if an action is moral, even to deduce if an action is good, we have to universalize the action. And to do so, we need to ask ourselves 3 questions. First of all, the universalization of the action would make the opposite of the action impossible. If everyone in the galaxy was to embrace the Jedi Code, it would be impossible for someone not to embrace the Jedi Code. Therefore, the action of embracing the Jedi Code is wrong. And the same goes for embracing the Sith Code. Second question, the universalization of the action would lead to the extinction of humanity. If everyone was to embrace the Jedi Code, then no one would be allowed to feel attachment, to get married, etc. Therefore, no one would be allowed to have kids, so eventually, mankind would be extinct. Okay, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here for a second. I have some sources that say that the Jedi cannot have children, and other sources that say that George Lucas himself confirmed that the Jedi are allowed to have children, but the attachment is still forbidden. So if you have something to say it in the comments. As for the Sith Code forbids for the Sith to have more than 2 represented at a time, 1 master and 1 apprentice. If another pair of Sith is created, both pairs have to kill each other until there are only 2 remaining. And anyway, when they get too numerous, the Sith have the bad habit of killing each other until there's only 1 left, so the universalization of the action would go against the basic need of any reasonable being. At first I thought I finally had a point to give to the Jedi Order, but when you think about it, the Jedi Code forbids emotion and passion. Both things are pretty vital for a basic human being, so even though the Jedi are defender of the peace, their code is far too absolute to be considered good. As for the Sith, if everyone was to embrace the Sith Code, everyone would be running around trying to kill each other until there is only 1 master and 1 apprentice left. Therefore putting the entire galaxy in a constant state of war. So once again, not the Sith. Is that it? Does it mean that the Force is purely bad? Does it mean that either way you choose to go, you'll be doing more harm than good? Not necessarily. If you are a die-hard Star Wars fan, you know that there is a third way of using the Force. One in the middle, nor Sith nor Jedi, the Grey Jedis. God damn it. For the last years, if you've been following the Star Wars fandom, you'll realize that the Grey Jedi have a bit of a bad reputation. Probably because Rey is a character that we can easily identify as a Grey Jedi, but she is also one of the most hated characters in pop culture right now. I'm gonna open a parenthesis here, I have nothing against Rey or Daisy Ridley, so if you are a Rey fan, manifest yourself in the comment section. The Grey Jedi believe that there is no light side nor a dark side. There is only the Force. They are in between. There is no good without evil, but that doesn't mean that evil must be allowed to flourish. Where the Jedis are keepers of peace, the Grey Jedi are keepers of the balance within the Force. So let's run our tests. If everyone was to embrace the Grey Jedi Code, not embracing the Grey Jedi Code would be impossible. I believe not. You see, the term Grey Jedi has been used to design Jedi that turned away from the Council, those who disagree with their method, but nothing stopped them from changing their mind or eventually fall to the dark or light side, if not surrendering the Force altogether, where quitting your Jedi or Sith position is much more complicated. Embracing the Grey Jedi Code basically means that you will accept that both the light and dark side exist, but that you will keep the balance between them. If everyone was to embrace the Grey Jedi Code, would humanity go extinct? There is nothing in the Grey Jedi Code that forbids attachment, and unlike the Sith, there can be more than 2 Grey Jedi at a time. To my knowledge, nothing says that a Grey Jedi cannot have a family, but if I am wrong, feel free to correct me in the comments. And if everyone was to embrace the Grey Jedi Code, would it go against the basic needs of every reasonable being? No, because once again, unlike the Sith, you can feel safe while you're a Grey Jedi, and you can have emotion, attachment, and even families. So I believe that of all the possible Force users, the Grey Jedi have the strongest moral of them all by a long shot. And to double check this hypothesis, let me introduce you to one of the world's most famous philosophers from ancient Greece, Aristotle! Aristotle thought that the purpose of life was happiness, and that to get this happiness, you need one thing: virtue. Virtue, in a purely philosophical term, is a fancy word for balance or equilibrium. Aristotle believed that there was an equilibrium to have in your life. For example, I like making YouTube videos, and if I refer to a few comments I get, you guys seem to enjoy my content. But if I was to make 3 videos a day, I would eventually grow tired of it, and probably so would you. We can apply this logic to the Force. There is no point in having peace if there are no attachment or emotion to live this peace. There is no point in having passion and pleasure if the world around you burns because of your own selfishness. Everything is a question of balance, of virtue, of equilibrium.